welcome back to the Director's Garage. I'm your host and resident idiot, Michael. Do you feel your IQ dropping every time you click on this show? Well, anyway, we're getting our first look today at a product that may disrupt the headphone market at the under $1,000 price point. It could change the game if the reports are true, and today we're going to find out. But first, I'm bringing back a headline for you all. Roll the presses.
Headlines, get your headlines.
I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm not sure I remember how. Well, anyway, if you don't follow my live stream, you do know that we live stream this show once every week. Don't you? Well, anyway, Ray Samuels, the great amp maker, Ray told our live audience exclusively, you like that? Exclusively, he's sending one of his B21 Raider amps, that $12,500 amazing amp that I recently reviewed on this channel. He's sending one of those to the ZMF booth at Can Jam SoCal. So make sure you sit down for an audition with that amp if you make it. It's something special. I always say, don't trust the fool on the internet. Listen to this stuff for yourself. And here's your chance. Zach's going to have a room filled with ZMF goodness, including that Aegis amp that I reviewed and the Caldera Closed. And they're great guys, too. And by the way, if you happen to see this shirt, tap me on the shoulder, or at least bring me a beer. Now, I love a good reveal, and I know what it is, but you see, this box here arrived about a week ago, and it's been under embargo. So now I'm thrilled to finally get to open this thing. Now, I'll say up front that this product here was sent to me for review, and I did not pay for it. And if that makes this review a little bit on the suspect side, well, at least I'm telling you the truth up front, guys. I'm nothing if not transparent on this show, and the reality is this guy's unemployed right now, folks, and that means that a product like this that I'd normally just purchase, I don't have the money at the moment. So my show for the time being is relying heavily on the generosity of others, at least for now. Okay, we are just about there. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Why? And oh, we got ourselves some bubble wrap. Why? We got ourselves, well, you can't really see it, but I'm going to pull it out of the box, guys, and you can kind of see what it is. And here it is, guys, the Noble Fokus Apollo. Yes, it's the Noble Fokus Apollo, guys. A $650 true wireless over-ear headphone. And this thing is drawing raves around the headphone community. And let's talk about why as I take a look at this box. Oh shit, there's a lot of writing on this. Yeah, screw that. Let's get this thing open. Well, this thing kind of looks like a sleevey case to me. Sleevey case. Say it like you mean it.
Okay.
Quick flip up, and I ought to be able to pull this thing apart. Wow. Well, I don't know how this thing opens. Oh, wait a minute. This thing's a cathedral case. It opens like this. Wow. And oh my lord, look at this. Look at this beautiful case. This is a nice one. It smells good. I don't know what the deal is with me and smell, but I just love the smell of a new headphone. It's a curse, guys. It's a curse. Okay, we got to talk for a second about that price. Now, I was speaking with Dr. John Moulton. He told me point blank that $650 price tag is set to directly compete with the Focal Batiste, which is my current over-ear Bluetooth champion. So this is a tall order for Noble because the Batiste is a damn good product. Now, the other note of significance is that this is Noble's first non-IEM. They've built a reputation as a top dog in the IEM space. Now they're dropping into the over-ear market, so there's a ton at stake. Get this product wrong, and it's going to be tough to recover. Well, one thing left to do. Oh, that is so rewarding, guys. Okay, I think we got to take a look at this thing. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh my, oh my. I love what we're looking at first. This is a beautiful Noble bag. It looks like there's something inside. We'll check it out in a second. You got a little product card here. Some cables. Looks like you've got a USB. This would be for charging, and then you can wire this thing. I did not know we could wire it. That's kind of cool. And then we get down to the beauty themselves, and oh my God, guys, these are metal. This is metal. Oh, this is great. Guys, these are metal cups. This is so cool, and I'm gonna get to do it again. Ready? Oh, I love doing this. I love it. One more time. We got one more to do. Whoa. Is there a more rewarding thing in the universe than that? Okay, couple things to note. Check out this plush little hexagon number going on the lid. That kind of cool. And let's take one quick look at what's in this bag. And it has in it, oh, the airplane thing. Not sure that's being used anymore. And, oh, I have read about this. Guys, this is a microphone boom for if you want to use your headphone as a gaming headset or if you want to call in a flight. Negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. Also looks like there's a jack here to go to your 4.4 from 3.5. Might be useful. And then we get down to the headphones themselves. Okay, let's talk about these headphones here real quick. Oh, I like this. Look at this L and R. You can easily tell which is which. And the way they're oriented, you can also tell from the angle of the boom which way they go. So there are visual cues on which way to put them on. This is key because a lot of times on an airplane, I'm in the dark and I don't want to fumble around to look for an L and an R on the headphone itself. So here's what I know about these things, guys. I did do my research for once, okay? The Fokus Apollo, this is an active noise canceling Bluetooth wireless headphone. 5.3 Bluetooth on this. It cancels 35 decibels of noise from your surroundings. There's a pass-through microphone on this thing. In fact, there are 3 microphones per side on this headphone. You've got this removable boom mic. This is for taking calls, and I'll tell you too, there's an indent here so that you can always line the microphone up properly. Gotta like that. That's a nice touch. Let's try them on. And okay, they feel good. There's really good passive cancellation on these. That's one thing. Little microphonic on the cups. Not thrilled about that. The pad on top is not as plush as the IO12 that I had a few weeks ago. I'll say that for sure. And it doesn't feel quite as comfy, as plush as the Focal Batiste. So I'll say that. I do like this boom action though. This is really cool. I feel like I'm Usher. Now let's take a look at some of the buttons and switches on this bad boy. And let's start over on the right cup. And we have an active noise cancellation button. You've got a volume rocker switch with presumably this is the power switch in the middle, probably the Bluetooth link up too, and then you've got the hardwire for the headphone here too. Now on the other side you've got a mute switch here for the microphone, and then you've got the charge port and then the space for the microphone itself, and then these look like some of the microphone little pinholes that are around the headphone. I like on the outside of this is a fabric which feels really good to the touch. This is metal. This is very nice. This is more of that fabric that's the same as the outside of the cup, the top of the headband, with this feels like a microfiber kind of semi-memory foam. There's not a lot of padding here. If I'm gonna knock this thing, it's gonna be on this padding. As I said, when I put these things on, they're a little hard on the top of the head. I probably wish it was a little squishier. And squishier is a technical term, guys. I do like the yoke mechanism here. This feels really nice. Very premium feel to these. They feel expensive. And frankly, they are expensive. $650 is not a little bit of money to put on a headphone. You're getting up into some serious bucks here. But these don't have some of the party tricks of the Batiste. Certainly they don't light up on the side. All right, I want to check out this ANC situation, so let's power it. Oh, that was fun. Hang on a second, guys. Let's see if I can get it to do it for you guys. You got to hear this noise. The power up noise is kind of fun. Let's see if we can get it to do it. Did you hear that? It kind of sounds like the Sopranos theme. A little bit. That's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. All right, let's check out the ANC modes, because I know where they're at on the headphone. I'm going to push it once. Now, it sounds to me like the ANC is off. And we push it once, And now the microphones are open. It's not this microphone that's doing the ANC pass-through. It's the microphones on the side. Now another push of the button, and oh, wow. Okay, couple things to note. First of all, it really shuts out my self voice. Normally I can hear my own voice in my head when I'm wearing these things. I can barely hear my own voice, which is kind of interesting. But I will also note there's a slight little bit of a hiss on this, almost like an airline hiss, like you're sitting on a plane, kind of like a hiss when you have your headphones in. It's just a slight hiss. Now the difference is the Batiste is dead quiet, absolutely dead quiet. So it's really interesting, and all this is accomplished on this ANC button here on the right cup. I want to talk about some of the technicals because you get an impressive 80 hours of playtime with these, and that's without the ANC. And if you use the ANC, it's going to drop down to 60 hours with the noise canceling engaged. Big numbers though. Let's talk about drivers, because here's where this thing gets interesting. I don't know if we can take this off or not. Do these things come off? It doesn't feel like it. Inside these things, there's a 14.5 millimeter planar driver, and you get a 40 millimeter dynamic driver. So this is a dual driver headphone. You don't see that on headphones very often. I can only think of a few in recent years that featured two different drivers, let alone two different style drivers. Now, you know I love the 7 Hertz Timeless. Well, this is basically a Timeless with a giant 40 millimeter dynamic driver attached to give you some serious bass kick. Now remember, Noble has a reputation for combining all different types of drivers in their IEMs and getting them to stay in time. But timing is really important when you generate two waves, because they can actually counteract each other and cancel out frequencies. Has Noble cracked the code? Well, let's jump into a director's garage sound impression and land this plane. Okay, before we get started, I want to talk about, there's an app that comes with all Noble Fokus headphones and IEMs that are true wireless, and that's this app right here. And this is kind of interesting because you can do a lot of control of the headphone through this app. You have a full-blown equalizer, 10 bands with a bunch of presets. And then you can also turn your ANC on or off. And that's kind of cool when you're on a flight and you don't really feel like finding the button if you don't remember where it is, to just open the app and you can tweak it around. But I love the fact the EQ on this is really quite powerful. I've been using it for a long time with my other Noble Fokus products, and it's neat that they have all of this integrated into one app. Sennheiser does this too. Now, we're going to start off with some Grateful Dead. You guys know I do this anytime I have kind of a new product. I kind of like to go to the Dead first. It's just a little tradition. The album, of course, will be American Beauty, and we're going to start off with some Box of Rain. Now, this is without the ANC. There's a ton of bass on this. Oh. Immediate slam. Immediate slam. The planar aspect of the tweeter is giving me really fast and clear sound, but there's a ton of physical impact coming down low from the dynamic driver. And I can see why people like these off the top. This is missing some of the mid-punchiness of the Batiste. But I'm going to do a full review, side-by-side comparison in an upcoming episode. I'm not going to do a comparison to the Batiste today. There's a great image on this. I feel really in a space, and there's a decent soundstage on this as well. I'd have to hear a couple more tracks. It's kind of interesting because it sounds a little near and a little far at the same time. And it's a nice effect. I think what's happening is I think that the planar magnetic driver is closer to your ear than the dynamic driver, which probably sits behind them. And I kind of get a sense for that. It gives these things a little bit of dimensionality. And it's a unique sound and a good sound. Sometimes you say, well, it's really unique. And you really are kind of saying, well, it's not that good. I don't mean that at all. This is really good, and I can see why people are really impressed by these. The planar magnetic part of this is really apparent. They sound really crisp and really clean and have a bit of that planar goodness in them. The bass is visceral. It really is visceral, and it's a ton of fun. I mean, like, you're really feeling, these are slammy. These are definitely giving me some slam. But you're not sacrificing any clarity at the top end and the upper mid-range. But it's not mid-forward the way the Batiste is. So good. All right, I'm going to go to another track here. I'm going to push pause. And I'm going to go to The Clash, and I'm going to go to London Calling, because it's got some really great moments in there that'll let me check out the soundstage. Man, there's a lot of... This headphone's got some... All right. When he's hitting the bass toms, they go out. There's a sense of space with this headphone. Really nice. This is not a commercial sound at all. Like most Bose headphones give you this kind of commercial compressed kind of sound. This is more leaning into the high fidelity like the Batiste, for sure. I'll tell you what this is. I'm going to pause for a second. I haven't even gotten to the breakdown section, which is what I really wanted to hear on this thing. But I'm going to pause for a second because what I'm hearing so far out of this headphone is a combination of balls and brains. This headphone's got balls, but it's got enough common sense to keep it interesting and reined in and still give me the brainiac side of the nuance and the detail. So if I had to describe this so far, it's this wonderful combination of balls and brains. It's got this gutty, meaty, down low, fun, visceral bass, and then it's got this intricate, more delicate side for you jazz lovers out there. It's really pulling off a nice. This is a lot of fun. I hope you can tell I'm enjoying this so far. Now I'm gonna go back and I want to hear this breakdown section, which is coming up in just a few seconds. We're gonna push play. We're gonna get to it now, and I love this part. All right, here it comes. I love this. I just love this. It gets me every time. Doesn't matter what the headphone is. I always have a good time through there. The other thing I would note is that this setup, and I'm running Tidal right now. I'm running Roon right now, streaming Tidal through Roon and playing the output Bluetooth to this headphone. It sounds very clear. I don't have any of the muted sense that I was having the other day with the IO12. And the other thing I would say is there's a lot of volume here. I am 67%, and it's really loud. Really loud. The snare and the hi-hat have snap. They're very crisp. Very crisp. And it gives this perhaps a V profile, a more pronounced V profile, certainly more of a V profile than the Batiste. But this is more of a direct V because you are getting all of that visceral low end out of the dynamic driver, and then the planar is giving you like that upper mid and top range. So that 1K to 2K range is probably recessed pretty good, but it's a beautiful sound. I really love the tune. They nailed the tuning on this. That much is evident. All right, we got to do a different kind of track. Let's go back. Let's check out some female vocals. I'm going to do Diana Krall, and we're going to go to, let's check out this record. This is the All of You album. I love this song down here, Frim Fam Sauce. It's a song about cooking, but it's beautiful, and it's one of my all-time favorite jazz numbers, and she does it better than anybody else. Man, the piano has such body. Guys, this is beautiful. This is special. Oh, this is my favorite thing yet. I mean, I love The Clash. Don't get me wrong. Her voice sounds magnificent. And there's a lot of senses going on. You've got an electric bass down low. You've got her gorgeous piano, just recorded to perfection. And now the guitar's coming in. It's the first we've heard the guitar come in. I can't wait to do the shootout with the Batiste, because the Batiste is a great headphone too. I would use these as regular headphones. There's nothing wrong with that. Very nice, very nice. Okay, I am going to pause it right here because we can't keep going all night. Let's talk about this headphone real quick. I think Noble has gotten a lot right with the Fokus Apollo. I think they've made not just a good Bluetooth headphone, I think they've made a fantastic headphone first, just by itself. And then you add to it the fact that it's got all these other modes and features and a boom mic and all this other stuff, and a fabulous construction too. This feels absolute top grade. If I had a complaint, I would say that this top band, the cush side of the top band, could be a little cushier. I do like the fabric on it. All of the materials feel absolutely top grade. The cups feel like a good either vegan leather or a lambskin. Very nice. I think this is vegan leather. It's got a little bit of a stick to it. Tells me that. This cloth material on the back feels premium. The cups feel amazing and solid. A very impressive product, if I do say so. And the noise cancellation is so good that it actually distracts me because I can't hear my own voice in my head. So it's a very good, I still think that it harms the signal a little bit. You're pulling a little liveliness or life out of the music with it. But if you were in a noisy situation and you really wanted that isolation, it's probably a trade-off worth making. But I think for my purposes, I would listen to these just as headphones. They are a great sounding headphone.
Wrap this damn show up.
At $650, this thing's a no-brainer. This is a sure and absolute go out and buy this, as I was about the Batiste when I heard the Batiste. But Noble has managed to make a headphone that has both brains and balls, and that's the headline I'm taking away from this. This thing's got lots of oomph down low, a lot of power. These things get loud, and it still has nuance and delicacy for things like fingers on strings and little picking motions and the touch of a piano. It's bringing out all of that detail, so you're not losing detail with it. And I think that the shootout between this Noble Apollo and the Focal Batiste is going to be righteous. And that's something I kind of want to savor. I love doing those shootouts. Who doesn't like listening to a couple of headphones and decide what nuances you prefer of each and which is going to get the better whatever? I think that that's an exciting episode, and it's just down the road. So what a fun day. I got to thank Kai, Jim, and John over at Noble for hooking me up with these. These things are indeed amazing. They have created a headphone that has caught my attention for sure. I understand what the hype is. I'm telling you right now, the hype is real. How real? I don't know. We're going to find out in the upcoming episodes. You know, we're going to do a full review, and I'll be doing a shootout with that Focal Batiste. Make sure you don't go anywhere. In fact, make sure you
like, and subscribe to the Director's Garage. It don't cost nothing.
Now, before we go, I want to give a shout out to the names you're seeing on the screen right now. Now, these guys are my Patreon subscribers. We do a live Zoom meetup once a month. It's called the Hangover Hangout. Who would have figured, right? I booked some interesting guests like Kai Mouton from Noble. He did a past episode. And then sometimes we just hang out and talk headphones. $3 gets you an invite and the links to those past sessions. And it does support this channel at the same time. I can't thank these guys enough, especially as this here director's fallen on a few harder times. Not to worry. But if you're interested in buying this here Apollo, the first batch is sold out right now, but you can pre-order them over at audio46.com. Use that coupon code Director's Garage, all one word, for a discount. Those guys are the best. Yeah, you don't want to miss any of the fun stuff we've got coming up, like what's next on the Director's Garage. It's my wacky annual trek down to CanJam SoCal. You know I'm going to have a unique perspective on the show. You don't want to miss that one, and I'm going to see you guys before you know it.
Lord, help me. Help me find my way. Oh, to the Director's Garage.